I've been wanting to do another video for a while, so I figured I'd, while I'm driving, I can talk. And so here's the latest with me. And if you remember, I said I was doing this, these videos on YouTube for, just so I could freaking get shit off my chest and, help out. Well, I'm driving back from my uncle's funeral back in Indiana. And, I've known him for, 50 years. He was born before I was. But he was kind of like an older brother to me more than he was an uncle, because, he was barely in high school or something like that, so he was young, when my mom had me. So, and that and my aunt, she's only like, he's like 15 years older than me. And she's like maybe 10, I think. Maybe 9, I don't know. But, I know he did a lot of stuff. He was in the Marine Corps for a little bit. He was trying to fly Harriers, but, he had an accident or something like that and hurt his back real bad, so he couldn't do that any longer. But, one of the things I remember from when I was young was whenever he was the basketball manager for the Transylvania University's basketball team, which used to be a small school in Kentucky. I don't know if it's still there or not. But they did an exhibition in Ecuador. And I remember him coming back talking about Ecuador, going down to Ecuador, seeing the, being on the equator and stuff like that. So, that was really cool. It started sort of that, and my aunt who went to Brazil for a Peace Corps trip, started stoking my energy to travel internationally. But, they didn't really talk about that at the funeral. But they covered stuff that was a lot more important. Like, I had no idea him and my aunt had 36 foster kids. About when they were fostering. I knew they were fostering, because, they'd, every time I come back on leave for the Army, there'd be like a new set of kids that was there. I think they might have started to do it before I joined the Army, but I'm not sure. But, they did that, and he was on the board of so many other service organizations and, like the board of like the church, and then he was on the board for, I think they mentioned Sarah's House, which I was like, wow, I didn't know he was on the board for that. But, I remember him talking one time, like he was in the courthouse, and they wanted him to do a review of a kid, and he did that, and he testified about the kid, and I was like, that's cool. And, I know he really gave a lot to his church and to the community and stuff like that, but I had no idea how much. And I had no idea how many people he touched. I have never been to a funeral that was standing room only. They got every chair at the funeral home in there, and they were, except for the couches. They went into the kitchen area where they have like things for, the people who have funerals there to like set up so they can have coffee and stuff like that. They pulled all the chairs out of that. I was like, oh my God, the place was packed. And it just made me think. I always knew he was, he did a lot for a lot of people, but I had no idea how much. And, that's what one of the other things that started this little YouTube thing was also to talk about service, because not enough people do actual service. He dedicated his life to serving, fellow citizens and anybody else that needed help. And his funeral was a testament to that. How many people he touched and how many people he, it was amazing. It was truly truly amazing to see this. I mean, I was sitting there looking around. There was young, there was old, there were kids. You know, his retired pastor from the other church he went to before he retired, you know, came out of retirement to give the sermon. You know, I was just, it was truly an honor to have been there, to have seen it, to witness it. And so, you know, I challenge everybody, if you're watching this, you must be really bored, or, you know, but, you know, I challenge everybody. I mean, do something more than, you know, going to work, going home, playing video games. Get out there and just, it doesn't even have to be much, you know. Me and my family used to geocache a lot, and they had this thing about cash in, trash out. You know, just go for a walk on a local trail or something like that, and just pick up some trash while you're going along. You know, it's something, it's little, but it adds up. So I challenge everybody to try to serve their fellow human beings more, to serve the community, to serve anything. It doesn't matter. You know, I know a lot of people say they don't have enough time for stuff, but, you know, you could always work it in. You know, do something. If you have young kids, get involved in their activities, like, you know, bands, sports, whatever, you know. Maybe wants to be a future thespian, you know. Find out about local community theaters or something. But, you know, just get involved with them. And, you know, you'll find, I mean, it's very fulfilling. I used to help my wife out with Girl Scouts. And then I ended up part of, like, the Girl Scouts in Central Maryland. Started to teach the other adults how to, like, camp the Girl Scout way. You know, so it really boosts your morale, and it gets you more involved. So I ran it on for a little bit, but you know, I just wanted to put another video up and talk about what my weekend was like and just how amazing it was. I mean, yeah, I mean, my uncle died, and it tore me up. But I felt so much better after the funeral when I witnessed how many people were there. So, all right, well, catch you later.